Okay, let's get you up to speed on the provincial campaign right now. Nightly polling by Nanos for CP24 and CTV News shows the Ontario Liberals inching up in support across the province.
According to the latest numbers, as of February 10th, the PCs have gained 0.2% support for 44% now. Support for the Liberals jumped more than 8% to 32.3%. New Democrats dropped nearly 2 points to 17.1%, while the Greens gained more than half a point to sit at 4.6%.
Now, the new Nanos survey in the overnight polling finds just over 4 in 10 respondents still believe Doug Ford is the best choice for Premier, followed by Bonnie Crombie at 25.1, Marit Stiles at 13.7, and Mike Schreiner of the Green Party at 5%. Just over 10% are unsure of who they prefer as Premier. Election day, of course, is coming up on February 27th. Advanced polls will be open from the 20th to 22nd.
And joining us live this morning once again is Nik Nanos. Nik, thank you so much for joining us with this latest poll data. It's so interesting to see even just the smallest shifts given the news that we're facing. So yesterday, Donald Trump, pretty late in the evening, kind of announced that he would be imposing this 25% tariff on aluminum and steel, also affecting Canada. Was the poll conducted before that or after that announcement?
During. How's that?
During,
the poll
okay.
was done last night during the day, yesterday afternoon and last night. So, yep.
Yeah, and I'm curious to know if you think that that news or the impending news has any impact on the small changes we're seeing in the results of the poll.
Well, the thing is that when there's big news like that, it's kind of like Thanksgiving dinner. It takes a couple days to digest the news for a lot of Ontarians. They're wondering what it might mean for steel and aluminum production in the province. And, the thing is they wonder what it means for jobs. So yeah, take a couple days. But, the thing is that, the Conservative, what we're seeing is a narrowing of the gap between the Conservative, the Progressive Conservatives and the Liberals. The PC started off with a 16-point advantage. That's now down to 12. There's some really interesting generational trends that we're seeing underneath the numbers. It's kind of like for the Progressive Conservatives and the Liberals, the older you get, the more likely you are to vote for either one of those parties. And then you have on the opposite side of the ledger, the New Democrats. Much more young people are much more likely to vote for the New Democrats, and kind of the likelihood to vote NDP goes down with age. So you've got a bit of a generational division there.
That is interesting, Nik, the generational divide here. But overall, these tracking, you've been doing this tracking throughout the campaign here. There's movement, but it's not tremendous, right? I mean, it's sort of like within a kind of band here. Is that a fair analysis? Yeah. And in that case, does that sort of mean that voters may have already made up their minds?
Well, the thing is still about 1 in 10 voters outright say that they are undecided as to who they would vote for. I think for a lot of the way we look at it, deciding how you're going to vote is a lot like holiday shopping. Some people know how they're going to vote way in advance, right? What they're going to buy for the holiday season. Others wait for the season to start. Others wait for the deals, and others wait till like the very last minute. The leaders' debate is going to be a critical junction because what we'll probably see after the leaders' debate is what might be the last trend of the campaign. And the leaders' debate is kind of like sweepstakes. It's like the Super Bowl. Everybody tunes in, and they're waiting to see someone either blow up or do a really good job. And so I think we're probably in a little bit of a holding pattern unless there's some kind of blockbuster event that happens directly connected to each of the provincial party leaders.
Yeah, and Nik, we know that, PC leader Doug Ford does pretty well kind of outside of Toronto, but in the Toronto kind of region, it's pretty tight between him and Bonnie Crombie. Is that kind of still the case in this latest poll you're seeing?
Absolutely. And, what we're just seeing is that the Liberals kind of incrementally doing well in that part of the province. It's kind of like the pickup that the Liberals have had is mostly in Toronto and the GTA. It's not outside of the province. And it speaks to some of the issues that they're talking about and how it resonates with voters in Toronto and the GTA.
Okay, it's certainly fascinating to get this data daily now and sort of seeing where things are going. Nik Nanos, of course, is the founder of Nanos Research. Appreciate the time again, Nik. Thanks. We'll talk tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.